installing laminate over a long distance. If you do have to go a 25-foot long stretch, of course, I mean, that's a long stretch to get started. So what you want to do is, to get started, you're probably going to do like maybe the first 2 rows at a time. You know, do like first 3 planks, do the second row, do a couple planks, go back to the first row, do a couple more planks, go to the second row, do a couple more planks. That way you're working your way across as 2 rows at the one time to get started.
Now, why are you doing 2 planks at a time for your first row?
It has to do with stability. Because it's such a long run, if you're just doing like in joint, going all the way across the room on that first row, I can guarantee you from all the jostling that you're going to do at the other room, your in joint's going to come apart. So that's why you want to kind of do 2 rows and work at the same time. Also, might want to have a person definitely next to you, following behind you, keeping pressure down on the locking so that way it stays engaged.
So as you go along, when you're adding planks on the end, someone is basically stopping your force.
Exactly, yeah. So that way, if you're forcing the in-joints in, someone's on the flooring, you know, bracing it so that way it doesn't move. As soon as you get the couple rows done, it's probably best to work away from the wall a little bit, so that way, you know, you can get on the floor, whoever your partner is up on the floor. Maybe about 4 feet away from the wall, right about where I'm standing from this wall here. So that way you can start your first 2 rows maybe a little bit away from the wall. And then when you get ready to get those first 2 rows done, you know, get you and the person helping you, you can push the material back to the wall, to its resting spot, you know, the 1/4 inch expansion spacing.
After just 2 rows?
After 2 rows, depending on what type of material it is, it all depends because you actually need to get on the floor. So maybe 3 or 4 rows once you get done.
If you've got 25-foot stretch, you're looking at maybe having 3 or 4 people give you a hand.
Yeah, pushing that large of an area, you're literally having, you know, 6 or 7 cartons. I mean, right there is over 100 pounds. So you're trying to push something pretty heavy back. So maybe 3 people, one to, you know, every, you know, 7 feet, 8 feet going across the room, and all of you work together and push it back up against your spacers, leaving the, you know, 1/4 inch of a gap away from the wall.
Now, as you go along during the first 2 rows, even though you've got someone standing on it at certain spots, do you still have the risk of needing to go back and check for gaps that have formed?
It's possible. You can definitely use a tapping block if you need to. Make sure to refer to manufacturer specifications whether or not to use a tapping block or not. If you do have to tap a little bit to make sure it gets like all the way fully engaged on your locking, you can.
So, but once again, as you're going through tapping, you would still, let's say you start on the end you started on, you tap, do you then have someone once again hold it in place while you go down tapping?
Yeah. Anytime you have to do any tapping or any type of like trying to locking mechanisms, you definitely want to have somebody there bracing more to help you out, because the vibrations of hitting that floor can definitely still, you know, jostle and unlock a locking mechanism.